Hi everybody, it's Paul here from Rio Driving School. So we're going to do a very short class this morning on briefs. What do I mean by that? Well, part 3, you need to know your subjects quite well. You need to introduce subjects to your pupils because a lot of them may not know what the hell you're going on about. So I came up with some materials myself today on the computer before we got in the car just now. Don't worry, I'm going to put those on the screen for you in just a few minutes so you can see what we're talking about, what we're looking at here. And I've been sort of helping Hannah a little bit on one of the subjects, which is corners, turning from major roads into minor roads, just turning left at the moment. So we're going to attempt to introduce the subject to a phantom pupil that's watching with us now, or you can be watching it with us and you can mark us on how well we do, and do we miss anything out? I'm not sure. So over to you, Hannah. What is the first thing that we need to do when we are introducing this new subject to a pupil?
How you recognise it?
Yeah, so we're gonna teach somebody how to recognise when they're approaching a junction on the left. And now I'm going to start putting some of these pictures on the screen. So well, you tell me as many things that you can to try and help somebody understand when we're approaching a junction on the left. So if I ask somebody to turn left from a major road into a minor road, how are we going to do that? What kind of things, what are some of the things that we're going to see that's going to help us understand we're approaching that junction?
I'm going to be looking for gaps, large gaps.
Okay, so where are we looking for these gaps?
In the footpath, in the buildings, houses, shops.
Okay, so we're looking alongside the road on the left-hand side.
Parked cars.
Hang on, let's slow down. So we're looking alongside the houses or the buildings or the hedges, and we're looking for gaps, big gaps. Okay, what else are we looking for?
Gaps in parked cars.
Oh, right. So we might, on the left-hand side of the road, let's be specific.
Okay.
On the left-hand side of the road, we might see a row of parked cars and then a gap and then more parked cars. So it might be a particularly busy road. What else might we see?
Finger posts. Oh, hang on a second. Before we get there, we might see a warning triangle.
Okay.
Warning sign saying that there's a turning on the left.
Okay, let's be professional. What does that say?
It's a hazard.
That
potential hazard.
That sign, what's that? What would the highway code call that sign?
A turn on the left.
A junction on the left, yeah, that's it. Where do we get those junctions on the left signs? Because we don't get them everywhere, do we? So
where there's a potential hazard.
So give me a for instance.
Well, it's like a hidden junction.
Right, perfect. Yeah, so point that out a little bit. So really, when we see one of those signs, really what I'm interested in is the pupil understanding that there could be somebody very slow pulling out of a junction on the left in front of you. Let's say you're not even intending to turn left. That junction sign to me, that junction on the left side to me means ease off the gas if it's a 60-mile-an-hour road, because someone might be pulling out of there for the very first time with their driving instructor, and I don't want to go into the back of them. So we tend to see those on bends. What else are we going to see to tell us that we're approaching a junction on the left?
Potentially see a finger post.
A finger post sign pointing in there, yeah. What else?
Road name signs.
Yeah, the nameplate of the road there, perfect. Anything else?
Single straight lines. These.
Oh, okay, so what's that called? Single straight line. Help me out.
Road markings.
Road markings. What specific road marking is that?
It's a single broken.
Well,
that one.
Me strength. No, give way.
It's give way on the other side of the road, isn't it?
Yes, but yeah, it's a giveaway
But if
line.
it's a one-way, there wouldn't be a giveaway sign.
No. What would you see on a one way?
Single lines,
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
But you're saying giveaway.
Okay, so you're going to see signs and lines. All right. What else are we going to see?
Cars pulling in and out.
Yeah, cars turning in, cars emerging out. Perfect. That's how we recognise the junction. So there's quite a bit of information there. What happens next?
We need to check our mirrors.
Okay, so after we recognise the junction, we then use the MSPSL routine. So M, mirrors. So how would we use, how can we link the known to the unknown? So if you think about now what your pupil might have done up to this stage, what kinds of subjects might your pupils have covered?
Pulling over on the left.
Right, pulling away, pulling back to the side of the road. So you might have introduced MSM, mirror signal manoeuvre, into that process. So how can we link the mirrors from that subject into this subject?
Because it's like pulling over.
Right. So
what
kind of question might you ask them rather than just telling? You want to engage your pupil a little bit and get them to start thinking for themselves.
Which mirrors did you check when you were pulling over on the left?
Perfect. Which mirrors? I'll check the middle mirror and the left mirror. The centre mirror there and the left mirror. And you might say, good. Why was that? What was you looking for?
Okay.
Oh, I was looking to see how close somebody was behind me and if there was any problem on the left, such as a cyclist coming up on the left there. Great. And then you would say to them something like, great, we're going to do exactly the same here today, no different.
Okay.
What's the next part of our...
Are we staying on this? Are we still doing this?
You can do, yeah. I mean, what would you do if you did
Signal.
see a problem in the mirrors?
Oh, okay. So if you saw a problem in the mirrors, what would you do? So you would, if there was a bike.
Okay, if there was a bike coming up on the left. Oh, I know that these door mirrors tell us that, well, they make us think that things are further away than what they really are. So I would probably have to ease off on the gas and let them go past.
Yeah.
Great. Is order of the mirror checks important?
Not overly, but for health and safety, I will be checking the middle one first because it's a truer picture than the one on the left.
Perfect.
Or the right.
Okay. Good. Next page. The next part of our routine. And we can still link known to the unknown here.
Oh, God.
So
Signal.
we're now talking about signals.
Okay. So linking it to the unknown, linking it to the known.
Yeah.
When we were pulling over on the left, did we use a signal? Did we always use a signal?
No, not always.
Okay. So what do you mean by not always?
Well, if there was no one that was going to benefit from that signal, then I wouldn't do so.
Okay. So, but for this instance, because it's a junction, for health and safety reasons, we will always use a signal.
Yeah. If somebody pushes you further and says, well, that doesn't make any sense, can you think of another reason why we might say, sorry to put you on the spot now.
Say what?
We're always going to use a signal. And
why would we use always use a signal?
And you can never say, because your examiner wants to see it.
Okay, I'll tell you, because circumstances can change quick.
Okay, yeah, perfect, yeah. That's lovely, yeah. You might say, well, today we're always going to signal because we can't see into the new road and there might be something coming towards us.
Okay.
Simple as that.
So mine's quite generic then.
Yeah, it's fine. And talk to me about the timing of these signals.
You can't put it on too quickly, like too soon.
What can go wrong?
If you put it on too soon, they might think you're just pulling over on the left.
Okay.
If you put it on too late, I don't think anybody would think anything, but you're not giving people enough warning.
If someone's following us very, very closely, you're probably not giving them enough time to prepare for your turn.
But that's their problem.
It is their problem if they're going to the back of us, but do you want to end up with a bad back?
No, of course not.
Okay, so we signal in good time, and I would simply say...
And I will help to guide you.
Yeah, I will guide you with that.
But also, if there was a parked car on the left, you wouldn't put it on too soon, because I think that the person behind would think you're pulling it... pulling behind that parked vehicle, so you just need to time it just as you hit the back end, reach the back end of that car.
So
is that right?
How are we going to handle it then if someone's parked really close to the junction then? You've already told me I can't put my left indicator on too late.
Well, I'll guide you, but you do normally stick it on just as you... So you position yourself a bit out to go round that car.
Yeah.
And then as you get to the back end, or whichever way around that car's parked, then you'd put the signal on.
Okay, yeah. Additionally, what I would say...
I'll go round the Reekin to tell you.
Well, additionally, what I would say about that one is that our brake lights are also a signal.
Of course,
and we're going to slow the car down and go through the rest of the process. So, you know...
So you'd still put a signal on there?
You would be putting the signal on when you reach the vehicle. Depends which way around it's facing.
I was right.
Yes, but our brake lights are also a signal.
Okay.
And we'll slow down and prepare that way. And control the problem from behind. Right, okay. What's next
When
after
do you
all
think
of that?
we should... Oh, so that's it then?
That's it for signals, yeah. I will guide you. That's fine.
Positioning. So positioning. So when we were pulling over on the left, you can't really say that. You can't link that, can you?
You would say something like, what is the normal...
Oh, the normal driving position.
The normal road position from the curb, and how do you judge this? What is your normal road position? How do you sort of judge that? And for turning left, we're going to do exactly the same, no different.
Okay.
We don't want to get too close to the left, because that could endanger pedestrians or damage the car. And we don't want to get too close to the centre line. We might hit another car, and it might confuse others, because they'll see you indicating left but positioning as though you're turning right. That's all you need to say about positioning.
I'll guide you. But that's an answer to everything. I'll guide you.
Okay, so this speed and gear now, which is the last bit of our routine, is the new information, the stuff they're potentially not aware of.
Neither is look.
And look, yeah, speed and gear and look. Yeah.
Okay. So, what speed and gear? What speed and which gear? So, we're going to slow down. For all the corners that we're going to be doing, we would slow down to 10 miles an hour, which is second gear.
Okay.
If it was a tighter corner that you were going round, you'd probably, like your view was limited, or it was a really tight corner, then you'd slow down into first gear.
Okay.
And do that corner in first gear.
Okay.
And your clutch would have to be...
Yes. So we will need to slow the car down so that we can turn safely, and this can be anywhere between 5 to 20 miles an hour average, and it depends on 3 factors. Get my notes out here. The severity of the turn, how sharp is that corner that you're trying to get around. If it's very sharp, you'll need to take more care, slow down. Zone of vision, if you can't see into that road, I need you to think child. Could you stop the car if there was a child in the road? And the width of the road. If it's a very narrow road, you've got less room for error, so we need to take more care. And again, I will guide you. Yes, we're going to be doing most corners today in second gear at approximately 10 miles an hour with the clutch all the way up, and I will guide you for anything else.
Did I say the clutch down?
No, you didn't. You did mention that the clutch needs to be up.
So, why is coasting dangerous?
Well, what is it? First of all, it's when you are either the car is either moving and the clutch is down, or you are out of gear. Okay, and it's dangerous for two reasons. Number one, if you're going downhill, the car can potentially gather more speed, which makes it more dangerous to control, and more difficult to stop. If you're going uphill and round a corner, the car will start to lose speed, and if there is a car behind you following you who's not paying careful enough attention to what's going on, that could run into the back of you because there are no brake lights warning them that you're slowing down.
I think what I used to do, am I allowed to say this?
Yeah.
I used to coast
Oh, I know you did.
with my clutch down. I was in gear, I think. Well,
Yeah.
no, I have done it without a gear. But I would use my brakes as well.
When is it okay to coast? What do we mean by controlled coasts?
If you're in gear but your clutch is down. No?
It's still coasting, but there's coasting that's necessary. If I said, can you pull over on the left, you're going to brake, but then you need to put the clutch down purely to stop the car stalling. You might be coming towards traffic lights. Again, same thing. You're just going to be braking and putting the clutch down to stop the car stalling.
So you're not turning.
No.
So you should never turn when you're coasting.
No.
Not when you're like controlled
the clutch
coasting.
should be all the way up, and the only time you're going to put that clutch down is if there's a problem, like a child in the middle of the road, like a parked car in the way that you couldn't see before. Any reason, there's a pedestrian in the middle of the road or somebody you need to give way to. Remember rule H2 of the highway code, we have to give way to pedestrians looking to cross or already in the road.
And that leads us on to look.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where are we looking and what are we looking for? And what would you do if you saw it? So when we're looking, we're going to be looking to the right. Well, not the right, but the right. on oncoming vehicles that could potentially be crossing your path.
Okay, great, yeah.
Okay.
Whose priority is it then?
It is our priority, but there are still some cheeky people.
Yeah, we're not going to assume.
Who will cut across your path, especially if they see a learner sign on your car.
And what else are we looking at?
We're looking into the road returning
For
cars that are on our side of the road because they're overtaking cars on the other side of the road.
Okay.
We're looking for parked cars on our side of the road. We're looking for pedestrians, cyclists who are sneaking up behind us as we're slowing down to turn left. Obviously, we're looking in our mirrors for those. Have I said people crossing?
Yep, I think so.
What else are we looking for?
You're looking also for your point of turn, the time at which you need to start steering the wheel. And that's where the curbstones start to turn into the new road. So you're looking in the new road for hazards like parked cars, vehicles, pedestrians waiting to cross the road. If they start to cross the road, we're going to stop and give way. Our point of turn is where the curbstones appear to be somewhere in the bottom of our windscreen. It's important not to, well, you tell me actually. Let's move on to steering.
So approximately when do we steer? How much do we steer even? Approximately. So we steer when we're turning left. Normally the second line that's on the road is in the corner of our windscreen. Left windscreen, is that right?
You're talking about the giveaway line, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Then we start to steer. To cry. To steer, and we turn about 3/4, a half steer or 3/4 steer.
Yeah, you're sort of nearly all the way there with that. A point of turn is where the curbstones appear somewhere in the bottom of our windscreen.
Curbstones.
Yeah,
Not the lines.
The curbstones that are going round. When you picked up that little tip from me about the painted lines on the road, that was specific to a pupil that was having difficulty with following the curbstones. So I gave him a different tip. But normally I'd talk about curbstones being somewhere at the bottom of your windscreen and then start to follow the line.
And they'd be in the corner. They wouldn't be here.
No. No, they'd be in the bottom. It's
Okay.
important not to steer too early because we don't want to mount the pavement, and we do not want to steer too late because we would hit oncoming vehicles potentially. We need to steer half to 3/4 of a turn on the steering wheel, maybe more, maybe less, but I will guide you. And then also it's important to get your pupil to demonstrate, can you show me what half a turn on the steering wheel looks like? You'll be surprised, they don't know. We will then straighten up the wheel. Tell me when we need to straighten up the steering wheel. When do we start bringing the steering wheel back the other way?
I'm actually not quite sure, to be honest. Probably when the curbstones are always going to be in the corner of your window, aren't they?
No, actually, mate. No. They'll start moving across. We will straighten up approximately 2/3 of the way around that corner. You don't want to wait until the bodywork of the car becomes parallel to the curb, because if you do that, the wheels are still pointing that way, and you're going to go onto the pavement.
Okay.
So you're going to wait until you are approximately 2/3 of the way around.
Okay. So then we've entered a new road. So which mirrors will we be checking when the car is straight?
Oh, got no idea.
So left middle mirror, centre mirror, and right mirror to make sure nothing is overtaking us.
Or would they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a wide junction, they'll cut their corner to overtake you. Motorbikes in particular.
And learner driving vehicles, because everybody hates us. Yeah. Good. That's it. Any questions?
No.
You'll get better and better at this, and faster.
And the words will come out better.
Yeah. So it's a little brief. Yes, it's taken us about 20 minutes, but that's because we've been discussing it together. You can cut that right down to less than, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes tops. All right. And you can just focus in on the specific areas that your pupil might have trouble understanding. All right.
Okay.
Hope that's of help to you guys. Please let me know if I can shine a light on this a little bit more brightly. We're going to do another brief very, very soon, but for now, please leave your questions and comments down below, and remember to give us a thumbs up and a like, please. I don't do this for the fun of it. Just leave your questions and comments below. Bye for now. Take care.